Hey, everybody, and welcome to Gnyp Gnop. I am Greg Gnyp, Chris Yasinski, the Gnop. It's Friday.
It is,
and it's going to be a hot one today.
It's been hot all week. It's going to be hot next week, you know. I pity my wife because she works outside, so yikes. It's tough.
Well, I just took the three dogs for a walk, and they were like, by the time, we hit that certain level, and all of a sudden, it's funny with the dogs. I can tell when it's time to stop because it's the they all make the same noise, and I'm like, they sound like these, so I'm like, all right, let's walk back. And by the time they're, I'm dragging three dogs, people think I'm abusing them. No. I promise you, they don't go for that far of a walk, and there's no chance of heat exhaustion.
Yeah, and we have the same problem with our dog. We got a dog last September. We have a Irish greyhound named Kira. So she's a greyhound from Ireland that we rescued, and Ireland doesn't have 30-degree days, right? They don't get 90-degree weather, so it's really problematic. And she's black on top of that, so she's got the black dog syndrome, where the sun's always going to radiate on her, and at the same time, just heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor dog.
But to be fair, right? I laugh. I said across the street is my boy's girlfriend, Luna, who's a greyhound.
Right.
But she came from Florida,
Tampa,
and right. So you'd think she'd be like, she'd be great for the heat. She's like, hell no. A couple of steps, and she's like, yeah, I'm done. I pooped, I peed, I'm out.
That's a greyhound thing too, by the way. They are just couch potatoes, like 22 hours a day. They're sleeping and lying down, maybe 23 hours a day.
I got to be honest. I would love to be. If there's reincarnation, I want to come back as like a dog or a cat in a really loving home.
Yeah,
it's a shorter life, but I'm telling you, what a great life. I can sleep for 23 hours, then somebody pets me, feeds me, and lets me go outside to poop. I'm good.
Yeah, and then there's someone collecting your poop, like it's really special, making you feel special.
Yeah, well, I mean, seriously, when you go to the bathroom, your wife doesn't she? Oh, good boy, Chris. Who's a good boy? You had a good poop.
No, she doesn't do that, by the way.
Yeah, well, which is probably a good thing.
Probably.
Speaking of good poops.
Yeah. Oh boy.
See the tie-in?
I kind of see it. The tie-in.
There it is.
Yeesh.
There's the.
Okay.
Now I am a sucker for new things, right? If you see those ads and they say Oreo has a new blah blah blah. I'm not even a huge Oreo eater, but I have to buy a bag. And when the border was open, It was awesome because I would go to Target, Meijer, Kroger, whatever, and then I would bring back a bag for myself and a bag for my sister and my brother-in-law because you got to try all the new things. And if it says limited edition food,
ooh,
I'm going to try it. Like Lay's came out with the taste of India. Masala potato chips.
Yep.
Basically the East Indian sour cream and onion potato chips.
Right.
You know what? I was like, well, they're only $3. I may as well buy them. And, so that's what I do.
That's a Canada only thing, by the way, for American listeners. Kind of like, the way we praise ketchup and the way we also praise butter tarts.
Yeah. But, now to be fair, in the States, a lot of times they'll have like limited edition Bush's baked beans.
What?
Oh, my goodness, yes. Like the Caribbean style.
I've never seen that. I'm a big fan of Bush's baked beans. I think they do a great job.
Because it's U.S. only, and they'll come out for like 2 months, and they'll be like, you can have, Caribbean-style baked beans.
Right. Yeah, the only things that they bring here, I think, is the vegetarian one and the regular one. I've never seen the other flavors here.
My sister said, actually, the Bush's has brought a few more flavors into Canada now. So now, okay. So do you fall victim to that? Like if you see that limited edition chocolate bar?
Maybe not the chocolate bar, but I will try different things. I know that you posted on the Facebook page a picture of this, which I just happened to also purchase, I think, last week, and we tried.
I'm sorry.
And we tried it. Yeah.
Now, what did you think? See, so I haven't tried it yet. And, people on my Facebook page were saying, some people were saying it's brutal. Some people said it was better than they expected. Some, so I'm going in with an open mind. But what your review of it was?
I would doctor the shit out of it. I got to tell you, I thought it was really kind of bland, and it wasn't really very cheesy. There was a taste to it. It is a very unique color. I'm telling you, it's not like the color of the pasta on the box. It's the color of the box. It's really kind of alarming when you start to eat it. But having said that, my daughter who eats Kraft macaroni and cheese, we just talked about it, and she tried, and she says it's better if you actually made it into a casserole and put the chips on top, or put the Cheetos on top and did something else with it. So,
but I love the way your daughter thinks, because I learned in university days from a friend of mine.
Holy shit! You learned something in university?
How to make Kraft macaroni and cheese casserole with 3 or 4 tacos from Taco Bell.
Wow, there's a lot of talent there.
Yeah, follow me. It's like follow me for more great recipes. Yeah, but now I remember one time going to do an event over in the States. It was with the radio station, and right down the street was a Kroger.
Okay,
and it was kind of funny, because when I came through the border, I said, they said, "Hi, did you buy or receive anything?" And I said, yes, I did. I bought some stuff at the Kroger, and it was all limited edition things. And it was the funniest thing, because I realized that, you never get limited edition protein bars. It seems like or quote, healthier foods. It's always limited edition potato chips, chocolate bars, cakes, cookies, ice cream,
all the healthy stuff.
Well, and that's the thing. And it's like, but the thing is, it's like, I always want to tell these guys, it's like, listen, people are going to buy chocolate bars and cakes and cookies all the time anyways. You probably don't need to doctor them up. If you doctored up the fresh kale and the zucchini, and maybe made it taste like birthday cake, more people would eat it.
Maybe. Pizza flavored zucchini?
I like it. Okay.
It could be done. It could be done.
Right. See, and that's the thing. So President's Choice just came out with their flavors of the world, their taco flavored potato chips.
Okay.
They're okay. Are they great? They're not great. Are they eatable and well worth the cost of like $2.29? Sure they are. Because 1, they're potato chips. And 2, I mean, you know what?
How bad can you screw them up?
There's always beer for them.
How bad can you screw them up? They get stale just like all the other ones anyway. So
yeah, well, you know what? I got to be honest. You can screw up some potato chips.
Right.
There are some that I've had where it's that whole idea of like, what was the one that it came out a few years ago? What was it? I think it was called chocolate birthday cake potato chips.
Get lost.
Nobody ever needs to have chocolate cake potato chips.
Ketchup is hard for me to stomach, by the way. The ketchup flavored potato chips. Again,
it doesn't taste like ketchup.
That's a Canadian thing too. Anyway.
But to be fair though, right? The States though they're catching up. They are catching up with flavored potato chips.
Yeah. So then you must be a fan of these things, these flavor boosts from KD.
See, I have not purchased those yet.
There's the poutine flavored one. There's the butter chicken one. And there's the jalapeno one. And they have buffalo wings. They have cotton candy. Ugh.
Which, somebody told me about that, posted about that. I'm like, I don't need cotton candy Cheetos or mac and cheese.
Pasta dessert? I don't think so. Ghost pepper.
Okay.
And then, of course, the butter chicken jalapeno and the poutine. I mean, to me, it's a unique cultural thing. It's kind of an unknown kind of rule that Kraft macaroni and cheese, which we call KD in Canada, is like our national food.
Oh yeah.
Canadians, and this is according to our friends over at Kraft. Canadians purchase 1.7 million of the 7 million boxes sold globally every week.
Damn.
Every week.
That's crazy.
We eat an average of 3.2 boxes of craft dinner each year, 55% more than our friends to the south.
See, and then the other thing here's the problem I have with craft dinner, though.
Yes.
When they say this box feeds 4.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, I believe this. I believe that's what they say. It's oh, sorry, it feeds 2. Yeah.
Anyway, it's one of those things. You know what? These are limited edition. I've never seen the rest of them. We just thought it'd be kind of fun to pick them up and try them.
Now, where did you find them?
Sobeys, I believe.
Okay, because I need to go and track those down and try them, just because, again, see, that's my problem. I see that somebody tells me I got to try them out. You know what? Because it's the power of persuasion. It's like
you must go nuts in an LCBO, because there's always a brand new craft beer that's coming out every week with a new label and a new name. And
well, yeah, but this is the thing, though. So when it comes to beers and whiskeys, wines, and things like that, sometimes I choose my wine by the animal I want to get drunk with.
Oh,
so if there's a zebra on, maybe it's like there's a zebra on the label. I'm like, maybe I wouldn't mind dining with a zebra tonight. I'll get that one.
Right.
But there is beer is weird though for me, because there is a brewery called Nickelbrook. Love their beers. But they had an IPA. They have an IPA called Headstock, and their old label made it look a little bit more like Woodstock. That whole hippie look. I refused to buy that beer. I don't know why, but it made me not want to drink it. They changed the label, and it's this more of an elegant can. It has this guitar on it, and it's regularly in my fridge. And so the labels do catch my eye, but they can also make me go, I don't think I'm going to like that beer. Even though it's probably delicious, I might hold off on it. Now, some brands like Flying Monkey, they do all these crazy, really out there type stuff, and they're fun. And I like their cans because they're whimsical and they're funny, and they make me go, all right, who doesn't want to try a 11% beer called Sparkle Puff?
Are you drinking that? Is that what you're drinking?
No, actually, I'm actually being semi healthy. I'm actually just drinking water.
Wow.
With some added flavor, one of those flavored things, and a little bit of vodka. I'm having potato juice.
And you're hiding it in a sports drink bottle.
It's in my Powerade.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So what are you drinking?
You're going to be one of those soccer moms with the thermos cooler.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God,
Everything's just great. Everything's just fine.
You don't know me. Johnny, go score that football game.
Exactly.
Cool.
It's filled with whiskey or vodka or wine or something. Anyway, just some iced tea. I was really busy this morning doing a bunch of stuff, and I drank tea, and I missed my tea, so I'm drinking cold, straight tea.
Well, there you go.
That's right.
All right.
Absolutely. It's wonderful.
That's all right. So last night I was talking to some guys, and they were talking about the this time of year and how it's time to start going to school.
The crickets are singing. It's time to go.
Right? And I said, it's funny because I spent a lot of time in school. I did my, went to university.
I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, spent a lot of time there. I mean, I had fun. I had a good time.
Dude, it took me 17 years to get my bachelor's from university. So don't tell me about taking too long at school.
Okay, maybe I didn't last. Okay, maybe mine wasn't 17 years, but I was there for 6.5 years, enjoying life.
Yeah.
But it's weird. This time of right around now, I get the same kind of feeling towards going to school. Like I was the dork. I was the kid that actually looked forward to going to school. And then within 2 weeks, I'd be disappointed because I'd go, oh, God, we're not going to learn about the stuff that I was hoping we'd learn about. Right? I always had this dream that school wouldn't be, looking, I I dreamt that we would, there would be a more exciting way to do school. I don't know what I thought it would be. I guess I always assumed that, you'd see you'd get these passionate teachers that would be like you see in the movies, and instead it would be like, I had one French teacher in high school. Bonjour, class. Today we will watch Saul le Clown. And it was like, that was the course, was watching a French clown teach you how to speak French. And it was absolutely brutal. So I guess it's funny. Right around now, I kind of get it. Strangely, I think almost pay, like sometimes I think to myself, I go, God, maybe I should go back to school and take a course.
Well, it's kind of funny you say that. So I teach at the college part-time. So I teach 2 classes in the winter semesters at the college in the sports rec management department. And I teach sport tourism, and I teach human resources from a sports tourism or from a sports rec management kind of background. And I recently got a call this week saying, hey, we really need someone to teach sales in sports rec management this semester coming up in September, like in 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh, sure, love to. But, now all of a sudden I'm starting to get September anxiety going, okay, now I got to get this done. I got to, get my syllabus in. I got to get all this stuff ready for the students. And, and then it's live teaching, by the way. We're all going back live, apparently.
Oh, so you're going to be in the classroom?
Yeah, I'm going to be in the class with my mask on or my double mask on, or I'm still not sure of exactly how that's going to work. But yeah, there you go.
So I'm also assuming that you're going to have to start wearing pants again.
Yeah. Well, that's the way it goes. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to actually teaching live. I haven't taught live in 2 years, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. But now, when you were you were actually a student. Were you one of those kids that actually did you dread the end of summer, or did you kind of go, yeah, I'm ready for the next thing?
I think I was just too busy. I think summers were just really, really busy as a kid. Between swimming and swimming lessons, and our parents kind of had us into everything, right? But I think it was just nice to get back into that routine. I think everybody wants to go back into a routine. I think that's what really kind of soothes our cadence of our life. Go back to school, and then a couple weeks later, you have a holiday called Thanksgiving, and then, a couple weeks later, the Yanks have their Thanksgiving, which is kind of your kickoff for Christmas, and then a couple weeks later, you get into Christmas. You've always got these kind of benchmarks in life that you kind of achieve.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You kind of, I'm looking forward to this. I just have to get through this week, and I'm looking forward to this, or, or on Saturday, I want to cook a shoulder, I want to smoke a shoulder, and it's like, great, so now we're looking forward to Saturday. It's, I don't know. I guess maybe that's one way of kind of motivating it through life.
I guess, it's funny though, because the one thing that I always think about now being in the States, going back to school, some of them in the middle of August, before Labor Day and things like that. But I've always said, to me, I always knew the summer was over. Summer was was when it was the muscular dystrophy telethon with Jerry Lewis. Oh. And I said it was always, you knew that it was time to go to school when he would be looking all disheveled, and he'd come out and he'd sing, you'll never walk alone. Right?
With Rosemary Clooney.
Yeah, and it's like, it's funny how that, like, things like that stick out, because I would, it would be like, okay, how much money did they raise? $42 million, right? And he'd come out, he'd be like, I want to thank all my friends, and then he'd start singing that song, and you'd kind of go, Tuesday I start school.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I think if I saw that, if they had that telethon come on again, and if for some reason, if it was still alive and he did that, I think I would still get that weird
feeling,
that feeling where I'd kind of go, And it was never like I was never depressed. That it wasn't like it was a depression setting in, but it was, like that one time it would be like that. It'd be like, wow, okay. I'm gonna go back to school. Even though I was excited, but I knew
Jerry Lewis is not your PST, trigger.
Yeah, maybe he is actually my PT. Yeah, it's like maybe that's why I can't watch any of the wacky professor movies.
Oh God! No, you can't watch them because they're terrible. That's why you can't watch them.
Well, hey, the French love them.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, I was going to say they also like Gerard Depardieu or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
anyway, you know what, Greg? We're approaching the end of summer. Yep. It's yet another season, and hopefully we can cool down a bit and enjoy the fall. And that's really my favorite season anyway of the year's fall. But you know what? All year it's always pretty around here. So.
Oh, it is. The one thing though that makes me sad though as we head out of the summer. Got to be honest. I have been enjoying. Okay, and if people don't understand, and some people will not understand this, but if you're from this area, Lafferty's corn.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I'm telling you, this year has been a bumper crop of Essex County corn and potatoes. I have eaten so much of that stuff. I mean, yesterday I had to go to the OPP depot in Essex, and I was and all I could think of was,
why was that? Why did you have to go to the OPP depot in Essex?
Because I was getting down with the OPP. Yeah, you know me. I got into a fender bender on the 401 coming home from Toronto. I got rear-ended in a construction zone.
Wow.
And but it, right. So I'm, here it is. I do my report. I do everything I'm supposed to. Blah blah blah. And then all I could think of was, ooh, corn. Ooh, potatoes. Ooh. And I walk up and the girl who's working there sees all these people all the time with a mask on, and she's like, "Oh, you're here for your corn?" Right? She knew exactly who I was because I'm there as often as I can because I'm taking advantage of his, stuff like that. Again, it's that whole thing. It's limited edition. You can only get it for a certain time. I'm a sucker. I'm sure I could find other corn and I wouldn't have to drive for it, but I do.
Okay. I love fresh corn, but the one thing I have been doing with it is grilling it on a charcoal grill.
Oh yeah.
That's where it's really exceptional. So, that's it.
All right. Charcoal, which is absolutely brilliant, but here's something else I've learned.
What's that?
Slight steaming of the corn just before you take it out of the pot before it's actually cooked. Cut it off the cob. Throw some butter and a little bit of olive oil into a pan.
Okay.
Put your corn in, salt, pepper. If you want a little bit of garlic, throw it in there, and then caramelize it.
Oh, any bourbon involved?
No. Well, I mean, maybe with dinner.
No.
But I'll tell you, Chris, it is absolutely awesome. The sugars come out. It's delicious.
That's good to hear. Hey, next week we got a real special guest who's going to be in, and it's my old friend Paul Gross, who is the producer of weather for NBC, and he's also the past president of the American Meteorological Association. And brilliant guy. He's been a dear friend of ours for years. And I use them at my events because weather becomes such an important factor as a threat to the event, to the participants, to the volunteers, to the spectators, that you really need that kind of professional opinion and services. I don't cancel my own races. Paul actually tells me to cancel the races when it comes to storms and weather and stuff like that. And so he's going to come on next week. And there's this whole fascination that we've had these 200-year rain events in downtown Detroit. 2 of them.
That's crazy. Yeah.
In the same year.
Yep.
So, he is a scientist, and he loves to debunk and argue with the guys who are, the anti-climate change folks. But I think it's an important conversation, especially as things get worse and worse and worse and worse, which they are. There's no doubt that our storms are getting much more intense, that they're getting they're popping up out of nowhere. We've seen that all week. So I just thought it'd be really timely that we have him on.
I think that sounds wonderful, and Maybe one day we can actually have somebody come on and who will try to speak the other side, who will try to prove that climate change is try to disprove that climate change is I would love to have that debate.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough bourbon in my house to have that debate.
I'll take them on. I'll take them on.
All right, man.
So, all right, my friend. Well, listen, have yourself a good day.
I will. You too. Have a great week.
You be good.
And tune in next week. Paul Gross is on. And also, if you want to catch prior episodes of the show, you can catch us anywhere, basically, where you consume audio. And we'll see you next week.